mix the donut dough, and this is the part 2. So the part is going to involve how to fry and how to fill. And these are my donuts. They are all proved. So you know your donuts are proved if they double in size like this. They also look very smooth and puffy, and when you shake your tray, when you shake your baking tray, they're going to be wobbly. They're going to move in a wobbly motion. I'm frying outside, so just watch me. My oil is heated already. Now you notice that the part that was on my parchment paper is the part that is facing up now. That the part facing up. Make sure you don't overcrowd your pan. So this is enough. So like I said in the first segment, I said if you are on my live section, this live section, just leave me in the comment section where you're watching my video from, and I'll leave you a special shout out in my next live video, either on Facebook or on YouTube. Now this live section, this part 2, is also streaming simultaneously on Facebook and on YouTube. So on YouTube you can see it on my vlog channel at Sussy's Vlog. Yes, on my vlog channel, not on the recipe channel. So if you're not subscribed to either of my YouTube channels, either my recipe channel or my vlog channel, please do that so that you don't miss out on all these recipes I share every week. And also how to earn money on the side while you're waiting for cake orders or baking orders or catering orders. Then my Donuts Masterclass is live on Telegram. It's live on Telegram. So if you are interested and you're coming from this live, I'll leave the link of how to send me a message on WhatsApp. So you can send me a message. The class is live on Telegram and it is 7,000 naira. But if you're coming from my live sections, either on YouTube or on Facebook, you can have access to the class for 5,000 naira. And this is on a 72 hours discount fee. And we accept payments from both international students. So let's start. So if you have been wondering, you wanted to see how I make my melt in the mouth donut, this is how we do them. This is the behind the scene. Now you don't want to rush the frying process. If you rush the frying process, the inside of your donut is going to be fried, while the outside is not going to be fried. Madan on YouTube, I can see your comment. Thank you so much for joining the live section. Where are watching my video from? Okay, so where are you watching that video from, Madan? So if you're just joining this live section, know that this is how to make Milky Donut. This is the part 2. I've shared the part 1 about 2 hours ago, so please check the part 1. You want to see my face? Okay, I'll do that in the next video. I'll do that in an upcoming video. Then so we're frying. Make sure you don't hurry the frying process. So if you're just joining, this is how to make the popular Milky Donuts, and this is a live section. So now I'm going to use this skewer. You can use the frying fork, but I'm using the skewer because it's easier. I'll use it to flip once my donuts are fried. They're already brown, but I want them to be a little bit I want the color to be deeper than this. So I'm going to still leave it. You see, I'm not rushing the process. If you increase your oil's heat so much, you're going to end up with donuts that the outside are brown while the inside are not brown. We don't want that. So I proved this for an hour. I proved this for an hour. Now on raining days, there are tricks to proving donuts on raining days. If it were raining days, or if I'm having bulk order and I need to rush through production, I usually like put on my oven, preheat my oven. I'll preheat it to be preheat it normal as if I want to bake, then switch off my oven. Then after making my dough and apportioning them and weighing them, I'll put my tray of those dough that I have made. I'll put it into the preheated oven. This time the oven is hot but not extremely hot and it is not on. Then I'll close my oven, then I'll leave it to stay in that preheated oven for 20 to 35 minutes, and trust me, the donuts are going to rise very well. So see how large these are, and perfect. I usually call them puffets because they are puffy. So I'm going to fry the second part too on the same temperature. There is a right temperature too for frying your donuts, but if you don't have a thermometer, I have a thermometer. If you don't have a thermometer, don't worry. You can also stir fry without that. So now look at the perfect line. A well proved and well made donut must have white lines around it. These white lines must have white lines around it. If they're not having white lines, they are not perfect donuts, and this will make your donuts become melt in the mouth. This melts in the mouth texture. So irrespective of this of my donut, they usually have this white line. I will show you an example of that too with the smaller batch I'm going to make. So now once I'm through frying on both sides and they're evenly brown like this, the next thing I'm going to do is to remove them. My frying spoon. This is a frying spoon. I'll remove them with this frying spoon, and I'll place them in a tray that has service paper, or you can use paper towel. So this tray, I'll place them on that tray. Then I'll allow them to cool for, let's say, almost 60% cool. Then I'm going to coat them in my milk, and then I'll allow it to cool completely before I coat them in before I add my filling, the Milky Donuts filling. Now if you coat while it's still like 80% hot, or let's say 50% hot, you're going to make your donut deflate. It's going to squeeze, and you don't want that. Also, if you make them completely cool before you coat, your milk are not going to coat well. So that's one trick. Then you need to allow them cool completely before you fill them with your filling, irrespective of the filling you're adding, whether you're using milky filling or you're using jam, strawberry, Nutella, chocolates, anyone. You have to allow it to cook completely before you add your filling. If you don't allow it to cook completely, they are going to be soggy and they're going to tear at the base or their bottom, and your filling will start spilling out. So these are ready. I'm just going to scoop them out. Now see how this is a live section. This is not what will I call it? How will I say it now? This is not something we just did and edited. See the height of my donuts and look at how perfect it is. So this is how you want your donut to look. Irrespective of the size, my donuts are always this perfect each time. And you see that I'm not rushing the frying process. No. See how these are. Yes. I'm frying outside because it's, see, so whether I use my I'm adding others. Whether I use my hand mixer or my hand to knead, they always come out very perfect. So have a good recipe. That's one trick. And follow your recipe. Now because I'm just making few batches of donut, that is the reason why I didn't go to control the heat of my cooking gas. If I'm making large quantity, I need to control my heat of my cooking gas because I need to regulate the heat all through the frying. Now these particular ones I'm adding are the smaller versions. You will see that the smaller versions are still going to come out perfect. Or like I usually say, poof, perfect. I'm also going to leave them to fry on both sides. On both sides. Once you notice extreme bubbles showing in your oil, that means your oil's heat is too much. So you don't want extreme bubbles reflecting in your oil. So let's check the nuts. Not yet. I think them to be more brown. Then we'll go to the next phase. So while I was preparing the donuts, I decided to do my fillings. That is the Milky Donut filling. So now one thing about donut making is an art. If you started with a too brown color, that is, if your donuts, the first batch of frying, if they are too brown, then maintain that brownness all through the frying process of all the batches of your donuts. But if they are not so brown, maintain that color too all through your frying process. Hope this makes sense, because I've seen different donuts on Facebook and TikTok. Most of them have different colors, uneven colors in between their frying. So control your heat, watch your heat level. So yes, this was the first color we achieved. Now look at this, is a smaller donut. You can see that the white line is still reflected, and this is 30 gram. This particular one, these two are 30 gram each, and you see how perfect they still came out. So if your recipe is not right, you're not going to have perfect donuts. There is no magic to it. So like I said, if you are joining this class, this live section rather, this is the part 2 of how to make Milky Donuts, and also how to make filled donuts, because these are filled donuts. Then also, if you want to join the class, we accept students, international students too. The class is originally 7,000 naira, but if you are joining from my live section, just leave me a call. I want to join from your live section, and you have access to pay 5,000 naira for the class, and this is just for 72 hours. Yes, so see how they are. These are 30 gram. Look at how perfect these ones are. Yes, that's how your donut should be, irrespective of the sizes. So Some people will say it's because the donuts are large, that is why it have the white line and all that. No, it's not true. If your donuts are smaller, they're supposed to have the white line. The white line is a proof that yes, you did it right. So I went to increase the flames of my cooking gas. So while that is frying, let's go ahead to make our filling for the ones we fried. So I'm back to my work table. I'm back to my work table, and we want to fill the donut. So because I'm dealing with naked donuts, I will have to. Okay, I'm trying to zoom out. So because I'm dealing with naked donuts, I have to put on my gloves. And the first batch I fried are already 60% cool, so I want to coat them. So what I have here is just liquid milk. Powdered milk rather. What I have here is powdered milk. So I'm just going to coat. These are 60% cool, not completely cool. If they are completely cool, they're not going to. Now look at it. If they are completely cool, they're not going to coat well. And if they are 50% cool, they are going to shrink, or their shapes are going to be disfigured. So once you are done coating, try to shake off the excess. Now when you are coating, be careful that you don't squeeze the donut. You know the way you carry eggs? Yes, as delicate as eggs are, that's how you carry donuts that are already fried. You carry them gently, carefully, so that you don't squeeze or destroy their shapes. Look at how they are. So I'm just setting them into their boxes, respective boxes. And I'm coating with milk. I am coating with milk. So if you are in Lagos and you want to order, please order. Yes, we make the best donuts in Lagos. No caps. Our donuts are melt in the mouth, complete melt in the mouth. They are large, they are filling, they are perfect for lunches and all that. So we have one more for this box. We have boxes of 6 upward for our filled donuts. We have boxes of 6 upward. So this, I'm trying to squeeze in. So while that's going on, I want to check the rest donuts. look at this. These are very perfect. Look at the smaller ones. Look at the white lines. If your donuts are not having white lines, it means your donuts are not perfect. So you want to ensure that your donuts have white lines. So this particular box is ready for filling. So if you want to order in Lagos, Nigeria, this is my brand, my donuts brand, on Facebook, on Instagram, so you can order. So I'm getting ready to fill the second box. So like I said, you have to leave your donut to cool completely before you fill it with your fillings. You have to make sure they're completely cool. Then you have to make sure they are 60% cool before you fill with before you coat with your milk. So you can decide to spice up your coating by adding things like sprinkles before you coat. It's just, I told you from the onset that making donuts is an art. Just like when we bake cakes, don't just fry and dump. No, I have some cookies here, or biscuits I'm going to use with my filling. So then I also have some sprinkles here I'm also going to use with my filling. So now these are 60% cool. Look at the line. Look at how perfect it is. So I'm going to coat this now. So let me know in the comment section where you're watching my video from, and I'll leave you a special shout out in my next video. This is ready. I'm just going to put that there. This is ready. This too. So just keep repeating that so you're through coating your donut. I want to make sure you're doing this in a large bowl so that you can coat well. If your donuts are completely cool, like I said before, they're not going to coat well. So make sure they're not completely cool. They are 60% cool. 60% cool simply means it's not hot in your hand when you carry it, and it's lukewarm. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's lukewarm. We have one more coating. So if you are coming from my live section or live streaming, I want to join my Donuts Masterclass. You have 72 hours, so pay just 5,000 naira as against 7,000 naira for the class. So that's done. And I want to look at the smaller ones, see how perfect. This is 30 gram. Look at how perfect the 30 gram is. So when you see my images, don't think we've done a background editing to those pictures. That's how they're always looking perfect. No. That is how all our donuts are. They always come out perfect. And here we have our mini Milky Donuts. So I'm going to keep this aside, and I'm going to change my gloves because I need to do the filling. So if you're in Lagos, Nigeria, and you want to order our Milky Donuts, they're always available. We have a donuts page on Facebook and on Instagram, Sussy's Donuts, so you can always order. So now for the filling, let me clean my work surface. So these are boxes of donuts going out. So for the filling, I'm going to get this. This is a what should I call it? Bamboo cane. It's the bamboo cane actually. They use this to flog children mostly in Nigeria. But this one is what is sterilized. So I'm just going to dip it inside each donut to create a hole. And I'll move my hand in a circular motion like this. You don't want this to be too deep. If it's too deep, you're going to penetrate into the bottom or base of your donut, and you don't want your filling spilling out. I discovered that this has a sharp edge, like sharp end actually, and the sharp end is just to make the penetration easy. So in case you missed part 1 of this video, please go over my page either on Facebook or on YouTube. For those of you watching on YouTube, you will see the part 1 of it. So I've created a hole. Let me make a hole in this mini donut. Don't ask me who these mini donuts are for. One is for Mr. Desmond, Chef Desi, sorry, and the other one is for me. So now these are my filling. This is my Milky Donuts filling, and I'm going to fill each box. Filling donuts is an I've seen several films, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? So I'm adding some biscuit crumbs or some cookies, just to give my clients a feel of crunchiness. If you watched my videos before, you will see that I do this a lot. I add cookies, I add chocolate, I add things to my filled donuts to give it a crunch. So your client enjoys it. So if your donut is not well filled, you can now go ahead to add more. When your fillings are spilling in your box, it means that your donuts are not well filled. It doesn't look attractive, so I don't see a reason why your fillings should be spilling. Your donut fillings should be spilling. Adding the cookies or biscuit is optional, but I love doing that. Sometimes I go in with chocolate. Please, when you are touching a client's donut, make sure you are putting on gloves, because these are naked like their naked form. So I'm almost through. So this is me going back to check on my box to see which of my donuts are not well filled, and then I'll go ahead to top it. Now I'm through filling these two boxes, and I want to add some sprinkles as toppings. I decided to go for these bigger sprinkles because the person I'm making this order for spoke about our children. So I know kids like colors, anything colorful. So that's why I decided to go for the bigger sprinkles. So yes, these donut boxes, these Milky Donuts filled boxes are ready for dispatch. They're ready for dispatch. So if you're in Lagos, Nigeria, I will say it again, we make the best Milky Donuts in Lagos. If I'll make the best donuts, croissant and cinnamon rolls on our donuts page. So I'm just going to seal up the boxes and ready to dispatch them. So thank you guys so much for joining my live section. If you want to see more of our behind the scene live section, please let me know in the comment section. To all my YouTube family on Sussy's vlog, thank you guys so much for the support. My OGs, you guys are the real deal. And if you're watching on Facebook and you want to stay subscribed, you want to join my YouTube community, just check the link I'll drop in the comment section of this video. I will share how to stay subscribed to my YouTube channel, where I share recipes and the likes. So this is all for me for today. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for joining my live section. See you in another live section. Imagine me dispatching this to you. Bye for now, guys. See ya.